This was my game against Marina Brunello from Austrian Women's Bundesliga. She is first part of Italy team, and I think it was a really nice game.
Poor Marina, I just have another loss of her on the channel just a few, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or so. Against Luisa Baschelina, who really crushed her in a beautiful way. Okay, but all the respect to Marina Brunello. Despite another loss.
I guess we all like to play against her. So I played d4. That's my first main move with white. She played d5. Normally she plays Slav, what she did in this game as well. Knight f3, knight f6, and here I play g3, which is my main move, but also can play other moves. D takes c4, bishop g2, b5. I think she was not really prepared for this line, because she thought about every move for quite some time. Here white have two decent alternatives to play castle, bishop b7, knight e5, e6, a4, a6, and then knight c3. Or how I played in my game with a plan of b3. So the idea is that I sacrifice pawn, but her pawn on c6 is really weak.
And
her bishop
pressure on the queen side.
Yeah, and I put pressure on the queen side. e6, because f7 was hanging, and castle. And after castle, I sacrifice my second pawn on d4. Here she can choose to take it or not to take it. Of course, the most principal way is to take it and play queen b4. If she doesn't, after bishop e7, white would play bishop b2, castle, rook c1, knight d5 because c6 is hanging, and knight d2. Square on c5 is weak, where white will soon put their knights, and knight on b8 is also not really moving since it's protecting c6 pawn.
So that should be decent compensation at least.
Yeah, for sure. This is why queen d4 is considered to be the main move in this position, although there are not so many games in this move order already. I think in this position maybe there are still like 20. But after bishop b2, queen b4 is the best move for sure, because black is trying to change their queens and to claim that they have 2 pawns up. After queen d3, black has to play already queen b6 and knight d2, bishop a7. Here, actually, after my game, Dennis also played a game at European Chess Championship. He took a takes b5, which is not so good, since we don't want to exchange our rooks on a file. But the idea was the same, to play knight d4, knight d5, and knight f6, knight f7. But it's better shown in this line, I think, where white don't exchange their rooks. Knight e4, knight d5, knight f7. We just sacrifice a knight for the weakness of the king and for strong compensation.
Right.
Bishop f6, knight g5, king e7. It's just one of the possible lines. Black can play other way and white also can play other way. I just thought this one is nice. Computer says just 0, 0, 0 this position.
As it always does, right?
Yeah. Even though black is knight and 2 pawns up.
So, but that speaks for this being quite uncomfortable for black.
Exactly. Yeah, when they have such a big material advantage and computer says it's just equal. Yeah, it makes us think that probably black has a lot of problems in this position.
Yeah.
And I guess we didn't need to change rook on a file, because rook on a1 is still very useful and we can put it to d1 or c1 in the future. So queen b4 is for sure the main line here. She played queen b6 against me, knight d2.
And with queens on the board, this is now even harder for black to
if they didn't have queens, probably they would be just 2 pawns up. and close to winning. After knight d2, bishop e7, because black need to develop their pieces. Knight f7, still the same idea to sacrifice a knight for the nice attack.
You get to e5. Now I understand, yes.
Yes, knight e2 is better than knight c3 just because I put my knight to c4. Next move, and since queen is hanging there, they cannot take. And here I think she made the crucial mistake in the game. Move that still holds and leads to the fine position for black is queen c7, knight e5. But here at least I have already 2 pawn for knight, which is pretty good for white.
Yeah, and the black.
And I think computer gives a small advantage here for white, but position is still playable. Let's say if one move wrong, I do, maybe black can get the material advantage back and convert this position. So she played queen d8, which also maybe looks logical since she wants to put queen closer to the king. Knight e5 check, king f8, queen e6, threatening to put a checkmate on f7, queen e8, and here it's probably the first time in the game I started to think, because before all this idea was...
This was familiar to you?
Yeah, this idea was familiar to me. It was in my file, only not queen d8 because it was not the strongest move there. Yeah, and here I thought probably I'm better or even winning, but I didn't know exactly how. And I think afterwards I anyway played very nicely because here's my idea was to activate one of my rooks, which I can do after taking on 8 and just putting a rook on a7, which looked very logical. Yeah. Bishop c8, queen a2. Yeah, I was also choosing between queen b3 and queen a2 because queen from b3 has more options on third rank, but at the same time on a2 it somehow coordinates more with the rook. And here, yeah, it's not so easy for black to find the move since after knight d7, c6 hangs. After bishop d7, I will play rook b7 with a potential queen a7 or queen a8. Yeah, some long move as g6 also probably will be refuted by bishop a3, which is a threat right now. So she played c5, preventing bishop a3 from coming. Rook c7, attacking the bishop and improving my rook's position. c4.
Shutting the queen out, that sounds that looks logical as well.
Yeah, and bishop a3. Here she cannot take on a3 since bishop a3, queen g8, and there I will have, I don't know, rook e7 maybe or queen d6. Yeah, queen d6.
Wait, you're too fast for me. King take king g8 and then queen d6 doing what?
With the idea of bishop d5.
Ah, that one I had missed. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and if she plays bishop e6, I can already play rook e7.
Yeah, okay.
All black pieces are somehow miscoordinated. She played b4, guess because she saw this line, but it might be even worse since I can just take on b4, sacrifice second piece, but it's not for long since after queen c4 I have so many ideas. Rook f7, rook c8, queen b4, everything is hanging. She played bishop e6. I took queen g8, queen d6, again improving my queen's position. I really like how in this game all pieces were playing.
Yeah.
Rook, queen, and knight helping a lot. One bishop, second bishop.
And look at the poor guy at h8.
Yeah, exactly. So there were only a few moves left. Bishop f5, rook e7, Bishop d5 is still everywhere the idea. Queen e7, this is why she had already to sacrifice her queen. On any move, bishop d5 is following. And if queen b5, then queen d8 mate. Queen e7, h6, g4, bishop d7, and knight g6. And black resigned.
Resigned because of?
Because queen f8 is coming.
King. Oh, the rook, yeah, queen h8.
Yeah, and if rook h7, anyway, queen f8.
Yeah, okay. Got it. Well, beautiful. Okay, poor Marina, but beautiful game.
Yeah, I really like this game, even though, like, for the most part, maybe it was a preparation, but still afterwards, I also needed to play precisely to convert this position. And I think when I checked with computer, I did every move by the first line. So it was really, really nice.
Yeah, close
to play this game. And this was the last game before German Masters, which also gave me confidence.
Yeah, it's good to go into a tournament with your last game before the tournament being something like this.
Yeah, exactly.